Hello, my beautiful feather tribe. Welcome or welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. My name is Helen and I am an empath as well as an intuitive tarot reader here on YouTube. I am thrilled to welcome you to another monthly predictions reading and hopefully you are excited too. But yeah, what we're going to be looking at more specifically today is what the month of June 2022 has in store for you. We are going to first see what the general energy of the month is going to feel like for you. So we're going to look at it more subjectively to you. And then we're going to get into the good old areas of life that we always look at, which are work and finances, relationships, and your general well-being. And then we're going to close the reading out with some oracle cards from Spirit that are important for you to know, the messages that are important for you to know regarding your June 2022, and that would help you this upcoming month. So yeah, that's the gist of today's reading. We have 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1 is coming with the clear quartz stone. Pile number 2 is with serpentine. And finally, pile number 3 is accompanied by sphalerite. So these are your 3 piles. Go ahead, take your time, and when you are ready, you can go into the description box down below, click on the timestamp that you need, and jump to your reading. So happy choosing, and I will see you in just a bit. Hello, pile 1. You guys chose this clear quartz little pyramid, even though it's not specifically cut as a pyramid, but that's just the way that it is, so I think it's quite cool. Anyway, so this is your pile, and I am very excited for your month of June 2022. So as I already said in the intro part, we are going to start off with looking at what the month is going to feel like more generally to you specifically, and then we're going to get into the specific areas of life. So yeah, please just remember that this is a general reading still, so if something doesn't resonate for you, you know, that's a general reading for you. Anyway, let's see. Okay, we're starting off with Mary Magdalene, divine feminine devotion and sacred sexuality. We also have, oh interesting, the eternal child with number 4. And finally we have Archangel Gabriel, self-expression, creativity, North Star. So I'm looking at these cards, pile 1, and I actually cannot deny the underlying message through all of these 3 cards, and that is creativity. It's creativity and fertility and passion and drive and like interest or enthusiasm, optimism, just feeling super light up about something. And I mean, we even actually have the sun symbology here on this, the Eternal Child card. So I'm getting the message that you are going to feel very like driven and pushed to like create, pushed to express yourself, pushed to like somehow get something out of you that would leave some sort of mark, or that would make some sort of difference, that would have influence and impact on other people too. It just feels like there is a very strong urge within you to somehow get something out of you. And it may be in a very like, in an artistic way, it may be even in a sexual way, because we do have that sexual note here with, as I always kind of associate this card with the sacral chakra. So we do have that involved here. So you may have that passionate feeling towards someone as well. It may come about as like as a result of a relationship of some kind. But just more generally, more broadly speaking, the sacral chakra is also the place where your passions and your creativity lie. And so I feel like you are going to feel very much sort of optimistic and driven to create. I'm also looking at this North Star, and it kind of gives me the impression that in the month of June, you may actually finally feel this sense of like either confidence or just enough enthusiasm to like finally overstep some fears or push through some sort of inner obstacles that you maybe have battled with, and finally like start doing something that you have been planning for, dreaming of, wanting to do, but have been dreading doing. And yeah, so it may be like a business. Maybe you have contemplated starting some sort of small business. Maybe you have contemplated starting a blog or a podcast or a YouTube channel or a TikTok channel or something like that. And finally in the month of June, you feel this sense of like, okay, I'm ready, I'm gonna do it. It doesn't really matter like what anyone thinks or says, or like enough of the hesitations, I'm just gonna go for it. It might even be that you have like either not had enough time, or you have been postponing like writing a book or starting a huge painting or some sort of other like creative project. And it might even be like writing a song or something like that. I don't know, but it just feels like very much all about creativity. And with this eternal child here, I just get the sense that you are going to feel very much like full of life, full of vitality, full of energy, full of inspiration. And yeah, as I said, just being ready to like create and put yourself out there, and sort of not being afraid to fail or not being afraid of like ridicule and stuff like that, because that's really the innocence and the sort of the blind courage of the sort of child archetype. Another thing that I'm feeling here with this Mary Magdalene, before we move on to the more specific tarot cards here, I am feeling that you are going to be feeling a lot more like in your element, a lot more, as I said, confident, a lot more powerful in your own skin and in your own body. And so you may feel like more willing and just wanting to like either dress yourself up nicely or do some pampering, maybe like go and get a massage, or go to a refreshing spa treatment or something like that. It just feels like you're going to be sort of looking after your appearance more as well, possibly, or making that more of a priority than it has been. Maybe even like refreshing your wardrobe, maybe getting a different haircut, or like styling your hair differently, coloring your hair, doing things like that. But it just feels like you are going to be placing more emphasis on your appearance, on the way that you sort of dress and look and express yourself in that way as well. And being just more sort of in love with yourself in the best possible sense. Feeling very like sexy, feeling very alluring, or feeling a lot better in your own body than you possibly have. So this looks very, very positive to me, honestly. And I feel like you are going to be feeling quite positive as well, generally speaking. But let's move on to the tarot portion now and look at, hang on, we're missing one card. There we go. And look at how your work and finances are going to be affected, or what is going to be happening in your work and finances in the month of June. What is going to be happening in your relationships. They can be romantic or platonic or anything in between. And finally, the what is the general well-being of you going to be like. So let's see. Yeah, we're starting off with the Two of Wands. Oh, and the Nine of Wands. Okay, interesting. Starting off with that wand, fiery, passionate energy of the wand suit. So that does not surprise me the slightest, looking at the energy that we were dealing with here. We also have the Chariot reversed, the Queen of Coins as well. And finally, we have the Eight of Swords reversed, beautiful, with the Knight of Wands. Okay. Yeah, I'm laughing because it's just way too perfect. Okay, hang on. I need to push those around a bit. Okay, so let's start off with the first two cards here. We have the Two of Wands with the Nine of Wands. And as I said, these cards are talking about the area of finances and work in the month of June 2022. Now, the Two of Wands is kind of the perfect card to get here, because as I was describing your sort of general attitude or feeling in the month of June 2022, which is very, again, very like passionate, very driven, wanting to like experiment, try different things, express yourself, do all of that, everything that we talked about. So the Two of Wands is exactly that type of card, and it tells me that the area in which you are going to start experimenting has something to do with your either work, your career, or your finances. So it seems that you are going to be feeling a lot more driven to sort of widen your horizons and almost like either like change some things up that you are used to doing, which would explain this Nine of Wands here. So it could be that you are trying to like seek new ways of improving something that is already present, some sort of projects that you are already dealing with, or some sort of business that you already have. It could be that you're just looking for ways to sort of improve on that somehow, to try new things and see if maybe you can yield even better results that way. But the Two of Wands could also symbolize that you are looking for something completely new, something to, as I said, like add onto the plate, because the Nine of Wands tells me that something, it could be, again, it could be some sort of project that you are currently working on. It could be some sort of, again, like hustle side business that you have been preparing to like launch. Or it could be some sort of place of work where you have been in for quite a long time, but that you may feel is sort of starting to like lose its shine, lose its sort of flair. And you may be sort of getting a bit like tired of it now and wanting to seek something different, wanting a change of pace, so to say. Whatever scenario resonates for you the best, the Nine of Wands tells me that something is very close to completion. Something is almost sort of ready or almost done. And so this Two of Wands is, at least for some of you, definitely indicating that in the month of June, you are going to almost like start seeking something new, start, again, widening your horizons, playing with different ideas, maybe doing some research as well, just kind of trying to get your creative juices flowing as to like what to do next, like already preparing for the next step, because you know that something is very close to sort of coming to an end or being finished. So again, if that is some sort of project that you have been working on for some time, then in the month of June, it could very well be that you are like closing some things or finishing some last pieces, or doing like putting on the finishing touches, so to say, and then like getting ready to pick up a new project. If it's something to do with your like side hustle, or again wanting to launch some sort of personal like private business, or again a blog, podcast, YouTube channel, whatever it is, then I feel like you sort of sense that the majority of the things are sort of done, but you are kind of looking on ways to improve on that, to make sure that everything is as perfect as it can be for the actual launch. And if this is talking about a job where you have been in, but again, if you feel like things are kind of not as exciting anymore, or you're sort of tired of doing the same old thing, and you feel like there aren't very many future prospects for you in that place, or you have been considering maybe leaving that job and taking up a new job somewhere else, then this Two of Wands is saying that in the month of June, it's very likely that you will start more actively seeking a new place of work, perhaps. Or even if it's not as dramatic as like leaving a place of job entirely, it could be that you're sort of seeking opportunities, how to like advance in that specific area or in that same company, but just like seeking how to possibly change up the liveliness of that job, or what else you could do. Or maybe you could like advance in the same company but just go to a different department, or have some sort of position where you have much more responsibility, or like how you could still level up, sort of. That's what this Two of Wands is saying. So in any case, whichever scenario resonates for you the most, these two cards here are telling me that in the month of June, you are feeling very much like confident, willing to try new things, willing to like experiment, see what else is out there, what other options are before you, and sort of just toying with different ideas, and also I feel like getting ready to launch something or getting ready to upgrade something when it comes to your work and finances. And finally, the Two of Wands over here could also be indicating that someone is actually going to be like proposing some sort of cool collaboration project, or giving you some sort of like idea, or giving you some sort of suggestion that you may not have seen coming. So if if some of you resonate more with like not actively seeking some sort of option yourself, then it could be that that option or possibility is like delivered to you while you are sort of doing your own thing. So there is definitely, again, this just feels very, very positive. It feels like there are going to be opportunities for you to expand or branch out in some way when it comes to your work and finances, or at least like liven up your current routine and bring something new to the mix that would like spice things up for you. Now, looking at your relationships, we have Chariot reversed with the Queen of Coins. And to me, this feels like the Chariot feels very masculine to me, and the Queen of Coins is very feminine to me. And even though we're talking about masculine, feminine, we're not talking about gender. So please bear that in mind. But it seems like in the month of June, you are going to be almost like taking a bit of a back seat, in that sense that you don't seem to be too much like chasing after people or being overly like active to get someone else to participate more in some plans, or it's like you're not going to be as much of an active party in your relationships. You're going to be more of a like a passive participant, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to like get together with people, you're not going to care about like social events and stuff like that. That's not what I mean. It just means that you are going to be much more like sort of, again, doing more of your own thing, and then like allowing other people to come to you, allowing other people to reach out to you. With this Queen of Coins, it feels like you are very much, as I said, in your element. And I feel like you're feeling very good about yourself. I feel like this is one of the very few decks in which the Queen of Coins is actually like so, I don't know, so like happy and content, and like the expression is like she's very, very confident and she feels very good about herself. And that's the same energy that I was feeling here with the Mary Magdalene. And so it seems that like possibly in the month of June, more people are going to be like coming towards you rather than you like seeking people out. And so I feel like it might actually be quite a different thing for you, especially if you are used to always being the one to like initiate conversations, always being the one to have to like organize some sort of get-togethers or organize some events and arrange everyone to come together and arrange all the details of a meetup or plans, or, you know, like if you are always the one to do everything and everyone else always just kind of has to turn up or whatever, then it seems like in the month of June you are going to be sort of taking a step back in that regard, and you're not going to, again, not going to be pursuing other people that much. You're not going to be like reaching out to others as much. And that is also true if you are romantically interested in someone. I feel like if you have been a very active party in like trying to catch someone's attention or trying to make an impression on someone, and like being very flirty with them, or just, you know, trying to catch their attention, I feel like in the month of June it's almost going to be flipped on its head, where again, because you are feeling sort of so confident within yourself and you're feeling good about yourself and you are so like passionate and driven, and you're so like possibly full of inspiration as well, and full of drive to like do new things and express yourself and experience life and really like be in that beautiful, passionate energy. it just kind of pushes you more in that position where you almost don't have that much time, or you can't be bothered chasing people that much. So that might be a nice sort of change of pace for you as well. But just, yeah, generally speaking, I feel like there is going to be a bit of almost like a slowing down energy with the Chariot in reverse. I'm not saying that you're going to be like falling out with people, or that, you know, you're not going to have any, again, it's not that you're not going to have any social events or anything, but it just feels like you are going to be in a bit of a different headspace. And so your focus seems to be possibly on even like other things than relationships. Now, you're still going to obviously make time for like your closest people. That's what I feel like this Queen of Coins is symbolizing here. Because the Queen of Coins, she values and nurtures what she holds dear. And so the people and the relationships in your life that mean the most to you, they could be family, they could be friends, they could be your significant other, they could be your children. They could even be your pets, right? Take it as it resonates. But the most important relationships in your life, you are definitely still going to be making time for them. And you're going to keep those alive and nurtured and do all of that good stuff. But yeah, I feel like everyone else is kind of possibly going to be falling on the wayside, or they are going to have to put in more effort if they want to hang out with you in the month of June. So you were just chilling in that beautiful, like, very confident energy. And finally, we have this Eight of Swords reversed and the Knight of Wands describing your general well-being. So the first thing I want to say with this Knight of Wands is that this kind of perfectly sums up the energy that we were talking about here. The Knight of Wands is full of passion, full of like excitement and courage, and willing to just go out and pursue his passions and pursue what he feels driven to do at any given moment. And he just doesn't really care about like what other people think, and he sometimes doesn't even care what sort of consequences or results his actions have. He can be like somewhat careless in that sense sometimes, but most of all, he's a free spirit. And I feel like that's how you are going to be feeling too in the month of June. You're going to be feeling like a free spirit, like there are no limitations, especially with the Eight of Swords here coming out in reverse. There is going to be like a little shift or like a breakthrough in your mental sphere specifically. So if there have been any like doubts, hesitations, fears or worries, any anxieties regarding like what you have possibly been wanting to do, what you have felt called to do, then in the month of June, those hesitations are almost not going to be having any power over you anymore, because this Knight of Wands energy is just so powerful. That passion, that drive, that like enthusiasm and optimism, that is going to be taking over everything. Again, because we have this eternal child energy here, which is very, very powerful, very powerful. And so you are going to be following your North Star, like no matter what. That's what this Knight of Wands tells me. So because this is talking about your well-being, I feel like you are going to be feeling super, very good about yourself. You're going to be feeling like there's nothing that can stand in your way, almost like you are invincible in a way. And that might be a bit like something, how should I say, it might be something that you may want to be careful of every now and then, because again, the Knight of Wands can be a bit too impulsive at times and then get himself into trouble. But generally, I feel like this is a very, very positive thing for you, and you should take full advantage of feeling that sort of sense of limitless opportunity riddled, or just like everything is sort of like the world is your oyster and everything is open for you and you can do whatever you set your mind to. So yeah, and again, because of the Knight of Wands, he's a very like sexy, very how should I say, very passionate energy in that sense as well, in like a sexual sense. So yeah, you may feel very sensual, very attractive as well. Anyway, so that's the more specific energy that I'm feeling here for your June 2022, and I hope that you are happy to hear these messages because they are great, and I hope that you are excited about this June 2022, because it seems like yeah, it seems like you're going to have quite an amazing energy. But let's close the reading out with some final oracle cards from Spirit that are going to be giving you last important messages regarding your June 2022. So let's see. Okay, we're starting off with the Crane Bag, Sacred Ocean Medicine, Clutter, Declutter Choice. I'm going to have to put those over here. We have Dolphin Spirit, This and That Are True. We have Protection Guardian, Drop Your Shields. We have Wait for Winter. During the colder months, the Fairy Queen of Winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. And finally, we have Discomfort. Okay, so first starting off with the Crane Bag being in the center of the messages here. And I feel like what Spirit is saying here is that in the month of June, you are going to have a lot more power and a lot more sway than you possibly have had in the previous months. So it really is kind of up to you who and what you wish to keep in your life, who and what you wish to pursue, and who and what you wish to release or let go of. So sort of just, I feel like be aware that in the month of June, you have a lot in your power. Now, the message that I'm feeling with both of these cards, with the Protection Guardian and the Debilitated Discomfort and the Drop Your Shields, I feel like what Spirit is saying is that, first of all, you don't really have to be afraid because you are very much being supported and sort of held at this time by spiritual forces. I feel like you are, like one of the reasons why you are feeling so like full of life, full of enthusiasm, full of courage is because on some sort of like subconscious energetic level, you can sense that like your, how should I say, like Spirit has your back, your team has your back. You don't really have to worry about anything because you are looked after. And so you almost have this like, again, unconscious or subconscious feel that you are very much supported and that you are not alone in this, and that like urges you and gives you that extra boost of confidence to finally go after and do it. And with this discomfort here, it almost feels like Spirit is saying to embrace the discomfort, not to like shy away from it, but to open up to it with like your whole being, to embrace it and to welcome it with open arms, because that's really the area where you are going to grow. And with that extra level of confidence and security that you're feeling in the month of June, you can actually overcome so many like obstacles and break through so many walls and barriers that are going to take you to some amazing places and some beautiful, beautiful results. So yes, it's not going to be like smooth sailing, but that's the reason why you are in this like energetic space of so much confidence and willingness to go out and try, and willingness to step out of your comfort zone and step over those self-posed boundaries that maybe have kept you stuck, like we saw here with the Eight of Swords. So yeah, this discomfort is what's going to actually take you to some really, really beautiful places and some beautiful results. And so I feel like, especially with the dolphin spirit, this and that are true, because to me, like the dolphin always symbolizes happiness and pure joy and just being so enthused about life and so almost like carefree and always like seeing the positive aspect of life. So kind of it feels like even though you are experiencing a lot of this like drive and passion, and it's all very, very good stuff, but especially because we have this Wait for Winter card, it's telling me that the results of everything that you are starting or doing in the month of June, they may be delayed. They may not arrive very soon. And so what this dolphin spirit is saying is that even though you are very driven and passionate and you may be very excited about these things that you are doing, it may be that like they are not going to bring results straight away. So what with the this and that are true, what Spirit is saying is that like you can be successful and not see the results straight away. You know, that just because you're not seeing something emerge or manifest immediately, just because you're not getting that immediate gratification, it doesn't mean that the results are not coming, or it doesn't mean that you have failed. So I feel like that's why this dolphin spirit is asking you to sort of keep an open mind and not read too much into what you are sort of seeing straight away, just to sort of be in that moment more so and enjoy the process. And again, make the most of this really beautiful, passionate, creative energy, and sort of see what comes afterwards, just to be in the moment of that like beautiful, joyful energy, right? Like the dolphin, just being happy to be in that moment, just being happy to be alive and able to express yourself and create and do all of those things that you feel sort of driven and called to do. And again, with this wait for winter, it says very, very clearly and plainly that your wishes are going to be manifesting, but they may just take some time. So yeah, hopefully you won't get too discouraged by them. But anyway, that's what I feel for you, pile number one. What a cool month of June 2022 you are going to be having, and I hope that you feel the same way. If that's the case and you enjoyed these messages and you felt happy about them, or they spoke to you in some way, please let me know. You can give me a thumbs up. You can also leave me a comment down in the comment section. And also, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and join my Feather Tribe so that you wouldn't miss out on future uploads and we could do more of these cool readings. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me, Pile One. I hope that you had fun, and I hope to see you guys very soon in my next reading too. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourselves and have an amazing month of June. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number two. I hope that you are all doing well and that you are excited for June. So you chose Serpentine, and I'm gonna keep it over here. Because we are going to dive into the cards now. And as I said, we're going to start off with these oracle cards to give us a glimpse into what you are going to be feeling or thinking of your June 2022, how you are going to subjectively be experiencing it on a more general level. So yeah, and then we're going to dive into all of the more specific stuff. But please guys, remember this is still a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't, okay? Anyway, let's dig in. Okay, we're starting off with Guru Ram Das, humility, spiritual practice, elevation. We have the Poet with number 7. And we have Archangel Regel, I think. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Relationship, healing, calm, and harmony. Oh, sorry, I think it's relationship, healing, and then calm and harmony. Yeah. So pile 2, I'm getting the sense that you are going to be feeling almost like very romantic in the month of June 2022. There definitely seems to be like these more tender, more gentle, more spiritual feelings that are going to be activated in you or brought more to the surface. And so generally I feel like the month of June is actually going to be quite a peaceful month for you. It doesn't seem to be too like too full of surprises or too full of changes or big transformations or big curveballs or anything like that. It seems like you'll be in more of a like loving spiritual energy. Now, whether you have whether you have someone to share that with, or whether you are just going to be like bathing in it by yourself, either way, things are sort of harmonizing for you. They are balancing out. They are coming back to like a more amicable or sweet place almost. Now, I don't know, I mean, this could be talking about self-love too, but we have this relationship healing here very specifically. And so it could be that in the month of June, you are experiencing some sort of like very important relationship in your life coming more to better terms, or you could be feeling more in flow with other people, or again, just with yourself and with your own emotions as well. It almost feels Libran, this energy, I do have to say. It feels very Libran. And so it seems like you're not going to be experiencing too many like conflicts, too many arguments. It's just this like level of peace and understanding, and possibly even like making amends or forgiving someone, or maybe someone forgives you. It feels like with this elevation, it feels like your vibration is actually going to be elevating in the month of June. And it does seem very just like open-hearted, very inviting, very welcoming, very like warm and caring. That's what it seems like you are going to be feeling in the month of June as a general energy. So yeah, this feels really, really nice. And especially if you have been experiencing much more of like a turbulent energy in the recent months, or you know, if things have kind of been out of whack and very much like on edge or anxious, then it seems like the month of June is going to be offering you a very well-deserved and much-needed break from that, and sort of coming back to a place of equilibrium and allowing you to catch a break. So yeah, beautiful. But let's see what the actual specific areas of life are going to feel like, or be like, what they're going to be bringing you. So we're first going to look at the area of your work and finances. We're then going to look at your relationships, both platonic and romantic, or anything in between. And finally, we're going to look at your general well-being. Okay, we're starting off with the Four of Wands in reverse with the Page of Swords. Next we have the Page of Wands in reverse and the Three of Swords in reverse. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. And finally we have the Five of Coins in reverse with the Eight of Coins. Okay, interesting. Okay, so let's start off with the first two cards. We have the Four of Wands reversed with the Page of Swords. And as I said, these two cards are talking about the area of your work and finances in the month of June. So what I'm feeling here is that this may actually be the first area where that like Libran quality that is going to be more prominent in the month of June for you is going to express itself first. So with the Four of Wands in reverse, it kind of feels like something in your place of work has almost been like a disappointment, or it may be that you were expecting or hoping to see some sort of rewards or some sort of accolades, some sort of payout possibly for like a project or something that was completed. But I'm getting the sense that you didn't get it, or that there was some sort of like disappointment regarding like your share of the profits or something like that. Or it just feels like whatever the success of that project was, like the rewards were either like not what you were promised, or possibly you were like left out of it completely, or maybe even like the project was supposed to end and you were supposed to get your money or your payout for that project earlier, but then like there have been some delays in like you actually getting that money or something like that. So it just feels like there is some sort of tension regarding either like a raise or a promotion or some sort of money that you have been promised. Again, whether it is a payout for like a project that you were part of, whether it's again like a promotion, more money that was promised you, or a more, how should I say, a better paying position that was promised, or something like that. It feels like there is either miscommunication or some disappointment or delay or something like that when it comes to you receiving some money or some benefits, basically. And it seems like in the month of June, you are very much going to like seek the truth behind it, or sort of stand up for your rights, stand up for like what you believe is fair, or what you believe that you deserve. Now, I don't feel like, because of all of this energy here, I don't feel like you are going to be doing it in like a very hostile or combative way, or like you're not going to be too strong or overbearing about it. But I just feel like it's like it's going to be, you'll feel very strongly about like getting what's right, or getting what's due to you, or sort of like standing up for justice, or again standing up for what's right. And yeah, so I feel like you may like sort of start looking into that, or start inquiring more about it, or seeking more information regarding that, and again sort of standing up for your rights. But once again, I feel like because of all of this energy here, it seems like you are going about it in a very like diplomatic way, rather than like an aggressive way. So I feel like that's very, very good, because I definitely sense that it's going to take you a lot further if you go about it in a very like pleasant, polite, and composed manner, rather than like losing your shit, you know. But yeah, that's definitely what I feel for some of you. Now, for others of you, I feel like if you are still sort of resonating with that scenario, that you have been left out of something that you were promised, or that you were working very hard towards. It could be that you are just receiving the knowledge, or receiving some more information about why that was the case, or why those sort of accolades or payouts have been delayed, or you're receiving some sort of information regarding that. And so I feel like that is going to be putting your mind at ease. And now a whole different scenario, if you don't resonate with that like mix up or disappointment regarding some sort of project, it may just be that in the month of June, you actually start sort of seeing or thinking or considering what you feel that is missing or lacking from your current place of work, or your current career path, or maybe even your current studies if you're still studying. But it's like you're starting to look more into it, or strategizing, or planning, or trying to like figure out some sort of information or insight regarding what could be improved, or what you feel that you would want out of your place of work, or out of your career. That's what I'm feeling. So just more broadly speaking, I feel like in the month of June, there is going to be some like inspection that you are going to be going through when it comes to your work, when it comes to your career or your finances. You're going to sort of be more focused on like seeking the truth, or seeking the meaning behind something, getting more information, getting more facts, more data, so that you could sort of act from a more knowledgeable and a more aware space, and turn some things around that you feel haven't quite worked out the way that you expected them to, or that you wanted them to. So yeah, there seems to be like a bit of a scrutinization process, or just trying to make sense of your work, your finances, your career, and again, trying to find out ways how to better those. I feel like that's good. Now, looking at the relationship portion, we have the Page of Wands reversed with the Three of Swords reversed. And as soon as I saw the Three of Swords reversed, this to me felt like, okay, this is what this relationship healing is talking about here. So, as I said, it feels like in the month of June, you may very well actually like come to terms with something that happened in the past. You may be even coming to a point where you are finally able to like forgive someone and let go, especially if that hurt, or that like painful heartbreak, or relationship like breakup, or whatever it is, has been like almost haunting you, or staying with you for a very long time, and you haven't been able to shake it. It seems like in the month of June you may finally be able to do that. And again, for those of you who may be still hope for like some sort of reconciliation, or hope for some like mending, or doing that type of thing, then again, because this is not just romantic relationships, okay, please bear that in mind. So if you have fallen out with like a friend, or a family member hurt your feelings, or I don't know, a neighbor, or a member of your community, or whoever, like if you want to sort of clear out the air, or clear the air with someone that has like ruffled your feathers, or who maybe you have done wrong in some way yourself, then it seems like in the month of June, that seems to be a very, very big possibility. Because with this Three of Swords coming out in reverse, this tells me that some sort of hatchet is being buried, or some sort of pain is finally being let go of and not like ruminated in anymore. So yeah, I feel like this is very, very good news for those of you who are hoping for some sort of like making amends with someone or clearing the air with someone and finally being able to put something behind them. But now with the Page of Wands coming out in reverse here, it may be that for a lot of you, this process is actually happening within you. It may be that this forgiveness process, or this, like, again, moving on process, is not something that you're actually going to be vocalizing to someone or sharing with someone. You're just sort of making peace with something within you and then moving on and releasing that like situation and possibly that person as well, or that relationship as well. Again, if you actually want a reconciliation, and if a reconciliation is possible, then it may be that that's how it manifests for you. But for others of you, if you don't actually want to like reestablish the relationship and you just want to like forget about that person, then again, it seems like June may be the month to do that. Now, I can't really like not say it because I see it in the cards here, but with the Page of Wands coming out in reverse, sometimes it also can symbolize like receiving some sort of like negative messages or negative news. So it could be that someone says something to you in the month of June that like brings you disappointment, or that makes you feel sad, or makes you feel frustrated, or something like that. Or maybe even like that reopens some sort of old wound, like with the Three of Swords here. But again, I feel like the good thing here is that we have this energy that is symbolizing how you are generally feeling in the month of June. And that makes me think that like no matter what anyone has to say to you, even if it's not a pleasant thing to hear, you're not going to be that like swayed by it, because your sort of place or mindset is going to be in a more like calm and sort of secure place. So it's not going to be, you're not going to be as swayed by it, I feel like. It's almost like you're going to be able to like rise above it, or not get caught up in any sort of drama if anyone wants to start drama with you, or wants to like stir something up, which could be a possibility with this Page of Wands in reverse here. So just be mindful of that. And I feel like you'll be able to avoid any sort of like further disappointment, further like heartbreak or relationship issues and stuff like that down the line. So just knowing that someone may try to stir some things up, I feel like it's going to help you avoid falling into that trap. And again, knowing that you actually have this like beautiful harmonizing energy about you, it's going to help you rise above that situation. But just generally speaking, because that like negative message or news or drama, that thing is definitely not for all of you. It's more of a specific message. But just generally speaking, I feel like the month of June is going to bring a lot of healing for you. Like, as I said, with the Three of Swords in reverse, which to me feels like the most important card of the pair, it is going to bring a lot of healing, and it's going to bring a lot of like easing of your emotions as well. So I feel like in that sense, it's actually going to bring you a beautiful sense of liberation. And then finally, we have the Five of Coins reversed with the Eight of Coins, talking about your general well-being. And I love seeing the Five of Coins in reversed here, because it sort of tells me that you're not going to be sitting in like the feeling of like lack, or the feeling of dissatisfaction, and the feeling of like not being good enough, or not having everything that you need, or just being in that like yucky low vibrational energy that the Five of Coins represents. I feel like you're sort of, as I said, you're coming out of it, you're elevating, you're rising to a higher vibration. And with the Eight of Coins here, this tells me that in the month of June, you will actually feel a lot more like willing and able to tackle any sort of issues that may talk about like your insecurities or your like feelings of not feeling that good, you know, that Five of Coins energy that I was just talking about. It seems like you're going to be in a space where you are actually able to do something about those feelings. So if in the past months you have been battling with like depression or like very low self-esteem or just, you know, feelings of massive dissatisfaction and massive disappointment and massive like lack of energy and all those things, I feel like in the month of June you'll actually feel much more like driven to sort of fix that or to do something about that. The Eight of Coins is the type of energy that is not afraid to work, that is not afraid to put some effort into things. And so I feel like the effort that you are going to be putting in the month of June is actually to yourself, to again, to bettering your own life, to bettering your own like quality of experiences that you are going through and the quality of relationships and just all of those things. It seems like you're finally starting to tackle some issues that may have been quite like long-standing things in your life, or that may have almost been like a constant for you, and you're almost like, again, it's like you are rising above those things, or you're sort of turning a new leaf. So in that sense, I feel like the month of June is going to actually be a very crucial month for you, pile 2, because it allows you to like get out of some like pretty draining low vibrational energy that, again, I feel like you have been battling with for quite some time. And June is almost like this breath of fresh air, or this like surge, this push, or this like, yeah, let's call it like a divine push that you have been needing to like change things around for you, which I feel like you just haven't had the energy or the motivation to do. And so this newfound energy of like being capable, being very focused on your own well-being, your own health, not just your physical health, but also your mental health, your emotional health and all of those things. It's going to be coming more to the surface here. Again, like in your workspace, standing up for yourself, in your relationships, making amends with people that you need to make amends with, or letting some bygones be bygones and making peace within, again, maybe even just in your own heart and not actually like speaking with anyone about it, but just letting it go energetically so that it wouldn't drag you into any more of like drama and unnecessary disappointments. And just, again, the feelings that you have been battling with in yourself, like finally being able to do something about those things. It's really powerful stuff, pile number 2. And I hope that you see it too, and see it as the gift that it is, because this is a turnaround energy that I feel for you in the month of June. But anyway, let's look at the final oracle cards here, and then we can close the reading out. So, starting off, we have energy field adjustment, aura cleansing and health. Oh my god. What were we were just talking about it. We were actually just talking about it, so it's crazy that that's the energy that's coming out. So, sorry, I don't know if I actually said it, but these final oracle cards are going to be messages from Spirit that you need to know about your month of June 2022. The most important messages or pieces of advice that Spirit has for you. I'm not sure whether I said it or not, so that's why I'm going over it. So next we have Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan. Beautiful. We also have Eagle. See from a higher perspective. We have music. Listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music for you. Listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. And finally, we have Taurus, cultivate. Okay. So first and foremost, I mean, I can't get around the center card here with this aura cleansing and health. I mean, this energy field adjustment, that's what I said. That's what this whole reading has basically been circling around. This elevation that you're going to be going through in the month of June, where, as I said, things are finally going to be turning around for you for the better. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to see like massive results and awards and blessings all pour in the month of June, but it is going to be a start. It's going to be a shift, and that shift is going to allow the sort of the future path to be a lot more bright. And so I feel like, even though we have this koala spirit here, which tells me that this is very much like a, as I said, like a divine push, right? That the divine is definitely playing a role in this, and the divine are sort of blessing you with that energy, and they are supporting you in that energy so that you could make those necessary changes, or at least start to make those necessary changes. But I feel like you need to meet spirit halfway here, or that this card here is not just talking about what's to come in June, but it's also, again, like advice or suggestion for you to be very mindful of, like, again, like who you allow in your space, what you allow in your space, how much of that low vibrational drama are you going to engage in, all that kind of stuff, right? Like, that is up to you. And I feel like with this sort of, again, with this elevated sense, or with this more like peaceful and harmonizing, it's like you won't have that much tolerance for that type of stuff anymore. Again, for like injustice, for people treating you badly, or people like even mistreating others, and just being in that, like, I don't know, gossipy, talking behind people's backs, talking ill of other people, just being in that, like, very, again, very low vibration. I'm just going to keep saying it, very low vibrational energy. That's the type of thing that I feel like you're going to feel a lot more repulsed by, or you're not going to resonate with that anymore as your energy sort of levels up. So yeah, just focus on like keeping your aura cleansed and keeping your aura pure, and just keeping yourself in as much of a high vibrational place as you can. But this eagle card here, see from a higher perspective, it tells me that in the month of June you are definitely going to be getting some very important insights and very important information. Now, these could be like through divine downloads, or they could just be about like the information that you receive in the actual physical world, the information that sort of comes to you. I do feel like you are going to start seeing some things differently. You're going to have this like perspective shift in the month of June, which again I feel like is the thing that actually allows you to like start making these changes, to start working on the things that are not to your liking in your life, the things that are draining your energy, the things that are like pushing you down energetically speaking, and that are maybe even like taking away from your joy of life. So yeah, this to me is beautiful. And specifically with this music card here, it could be that you will be hearing some divine downloads, or like I was saying with this eagle card, it could be that these divine downloads are coming to you through music. But I also feel like that that this music card is actually speaking of like you expressing yourself through music, or you like being more how should I say, being more consumed by music, surrounding yourself more with music, because I was feeling this like very strong Libran energy. And now Libra is ruled by Venus, just like Taurus is, and Venus is the planet of like beauty and joy and luxury and like comfort and sensuality, but also like art, right? And music is one of those things. Music belongs to that category too. So you may actually be blessed with that, especially because we had the poet here too. So you may actually be blessed in the month of June with that like more poetic or more musical sense too, and with all of those like emotions that are shifting within you, you may actually feel driven to like write some music, or to write some poetry, or to sing, or to express yourself in like that creative manner too. And that may actually help with the healing process a lot as well. Or like help sort of rid yourself of some like negative energetic baggage. So that may be just a thought for some of you. But in general, what I feel here with this Taurus cultivate, I feel like it's very important for you in the month of June to focus on the things that bring you joy, to focus on the things that make you feel good, and to stay away, far away from things that make you sad, that make you feel even worse about yourself, even worse about your life, even worse about everything that you feel that you don't have, or that you feel that is missing from your life, and that kind of thing, that low vibrational stuff. Make sure to keep that away from you as much as you possibly can, to stay in that beautiful high vibrational energy, because I feel like it's going to be so crucial for your sort of elevation process and for your ability to like start making some necessary changes. So if there is anyone in your friend group or in your social group who you know is a bad influence on you, who you know like brings you down or deepens your sense of like insecurity or not feeling good about yourself, if there are any sort of like social media accounts that you know when you watch them you feel like absolute crap about your life, stop watching those, stop following those accounts, just like block them or do whatever, just like delete them if you have to. But it's really important not to get in contact with those things that evoke those negative feelings in you. If you know that you are doing something that is actually detrimental to your health, if you are excessively drinking, if you are doing drugs, if you are indulging in like overeating whilst you actually feel really bad about your body, doing all of those things, you know, it's like, be very, very mindful of what you focus on and what you cultivate in your life and into your, what you allow into your energetic sphere. Again, with this energy field adjustment, what you allow in your personal space, it's very, very important in the month of June, because Spirit is urging you to a more high vibrational place, wanting to help you get rid of those negative draining things and energies in your life. Yeah, wow. Pile number 2, I hope that you are able to stay in that beautiful, beautiful high vibrational uplifting energy, that harmonizing energy. At least that's what it looks like that you're going to be experiencing. But I definitely also see that there are some possible challenges sort of cropping up for you in your physical surroundings. So just be mindful and do what you can to eliminate those negative influences as much as possible. And I feel like when you do, the effects of those things, the effects of those changes, I feel like it's going to be so powerful you don't even know. So yeah. Wow, pile number 2, I actually feel out of breath. I feel like this has been such a huge, massive reading. And now that I'm looking at the stone that you chose, the Serpentine, it actually makes so much sense to me, because it is a stone that is associated with Kundalini energy and with snakes, with serpents, hence the name. And snakes, as we all know, are very heavily associated with transformation and shedding their skin. So yeah, it feels like that's what you are doing here too, pile number 2. You are definitely shedding some old and very, very draining skin. Wow, beautiful. Pile number 2, I wish you all the best for the month of June. If you resonated with this reading, if you felt like it spoke to you, if it offered you something useful, please let me know. You can leave me a comment, or you can also give me a thumbs up. And please don't forget to subscribe if you want to hang out with me in the future and do more of these cool readings together. But pile 2, please take very, very good care of yourselves. Be gentle with yourselves. And I wish you all the best and the most amazing month of June 2022. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. You chose this Sphalerite stone. Beautiful, beautiful stone. We'll keep it over here. And we will move straight on to the cards and jump to the reading. So I hope that you're all doing well, and I hope that you are excited for the month of June 2022. And the only thing I want you to keep in mind is that this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But let's see what you are going to be feeling about your month of June, how you're going to be experiencing it. So first of all, we have Thoth with wisdom, time, writing, and Akashic records. Oh, we have Kairos. Just put it over here like that. And finally, we have Jesus with forgiveness, compassion, and the spiritual teacher. Okay. So pile number 3, wow. I mean, the energy here is almost so otherworldly, it's kind of insane. Now, the thing that I noticed as a really cool synchronicity, and it's almost a bit eerie, is that the center card here, Kairos, this talks about divine timing. It talks about the time that exists like outside of our definition of time, you know, like we define time through a clock, and we like try and keep track of it in a very linear fashion. But Kairos speaks of, as I said, divine timing, mythic time. And so it's kind of crazy that we have this card here with Thoth, which actually says time on it, but it also says Akashic records, and Akashic records are the epitome of like past, present, and future existing at once, or being accessible at once, you know? And so this is kind of insane to me. And what this tells me is that in the month of June, you are going to be feeling like things are sort of almost falling into place, or like you are creating your future, you are creating your life alongside the divine, alongside God or spirit, or whoever you want to name as that divine power. So yeah, I feel like you are almost transcending some physicality or some like mundane aspect of life. It's like you are rising somehow above it, or feeling as though you are so powerful and you are so capable, but at the same time it's like you feel very much in tune with the universe, and you feel like things are like almost falling into place. Things are clicking into the exact position that they are meant to. Yeah, this makes me think that something in the month of June is going to be manifesting for you, something that you have been hoping for, something that you have been waiting for. And it makes me think that, like, looking at these cards, that whatever this thing is that is manifesting, it like makes you feel that sense of like, okay, finally I realize why I had to wait, or finally I realize why this thing took so long, and why everything had to play out specifically as it had to. It's almost like with this forgiveness card, it's almost like you are forgiving the universe in some sense, or like you are forgiving your own spiritual team, or the higher powers that be, because in your like human form, with your very human trait, right, with your impatience and wanting things to like flow according to our time, our clock, that linear clock that we were talking about, and not like really understanding why things are not arriving when you expected them to. With this, whatever this like shift that is happening in according to divine time in the month of June, I feel like you finally understand, and you finally again forgive the universe, or like make peace with the universe, make peace with God in that regard, because you finally have that wisdom, you finally have that knowing why that was important, why that had to be the way that it did. And so in the month of June, you are definitely going to be having some sort of like deeper knowing or higher knowing, and a deeper sense of like peace, or again like power and belief, and it almost allows you to rise above something. Yeah, I don't know, you may even start believing in the divine forces a lot more than you maybe have. Now it's kind of clear to me that you are somewhat of a spiritual person, otherwise you wouldn't be here, you wouldn't be watching this reading right now. But I feel like your spirituality may be like stepping up a notch in the month of June, or you may be feeling a lot more like divine, a lot more spiritual, again a lot more in tune with those like otherworldly energies, maybe even a lot more in tune with your guides, or with your higher self as well, and sort of, yeah, just starting to feel a lot more understanding, starting to feel a lot more compassion as well, to why everything has gone the way that it has. And again, because in the month of June, I feel like you'll finally see that something went exactly according to plan. Yeah, wow, this is very exciting, pile number 3. I actually cannot wait to see what comes out in the more specific areas of life for you in June. But this feels massive. This feels really, really big, pile 3, really big. So let's see. Let's see first and foremost what you are going to be experiencing, or what the month of June is going to bring you in the area of work and finances, your relationships, both romantic and otherwise, and finally in your general well-being. Okay, we have the 7 of Swords with the Wheel. Okay, beautiful. We have the Queen of Swords, right? Yeah, Queen of Swords in reverse. And the Magician. Okay. Yeah. And finally, we have the 9 of Coins in reverse with Strength. Okay, so let's start off with these first 2 cards. We have the 7 of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. Now, these 2 cards are talking about your work and your finances. And the thing that like I got straight away with these cards is that there is going to be some sort of shift or change when it comes to your work and your finances. But it almost seems like it's going to be coming around in a manner which you don't see or aren't aware of, and it's almost like it's going to sneak up on you. That's what I feel like with the 7 of Swords. Like, I couldn't think of the word to say what I was feeling the best way, but the 7 of Swords, it makes me feel like this change. And I mean, the wheel is coming out upright, so this to me signifies positive change, some sort of like possible windfall or some sort of upswing when it comes to your work and finances is going to be coming with you sort of unaware of it. So I feel like there's going to be a very, very exciting surprise coming your way when it comes to your work, your career, or your finances. And now, because again, we have this Wheel of Fortune here, and it's a card of Major Arcana, and it's the one Major Arcana that always makes me feel that like this situation is almost like out of your hands, or the situation is out of your hands. It's up to the divine. And as I was saying here, it feels like the divine is going to be orchestrating something which you necessarily don't have that much like power over, but as that thing manifests, you then realize why things had to be the way that they had, and it almost like strengthens your bond or strengthens your sort of divine connection in some way. Because normally I wouldn't be very happy about the 7 of Swords. It doesn't like it's not a positive card generally, but in this case it feels like it's a good thing because of that Wheel of Fortune right next to it. But I do have to give another like scenario here too. If the 7 of Swords is actually like for you representing the more sort of negative association, if you have experienced some sort of like fraud, or if you've experienced deception, or if someone has like swindled you for money, or is that the right term? You know, if someone has like cheated you out of some money or taken advantage of you in some way, or if there has been some like massive loss of money in your company or in the place of work, in your place of work, something like that. If you have experienced something negative in that sense, then I feel like with the wheel being here, it's like things are going to be turning around for the positive. So it may be that the person is caught who was responsible for this thing, or it may be that like the money is somehow like returned, or the money is earned back somehow, or it's even like you know, it's like you're getting more back than you lost or something like that. It just feels like it's being made up for, like whatever this 7 of Swords, like this negative context of the 7 of Swords is, if that's what you have experienced, then there is going to be some sort of like remedy, or again, things are going to be solved. But again, this feels like it's something that is going to be a surprise, something that just comes out of the woodwork, something out of the clear blue sky that you don't see coming, that is going to be a complete surprise. And it may almost even seem impossible in some sense because of the wheel here. So it may not make like logical, rational sense, but whatever this thing is, it's very, very positive. As I was saying, divine timing, that's the wheel here. So yeah. Moving on now, we have the Queen of Swords reversed with the Magician, and these cards are talking about your relationships. Now with the Magician being here, I actually feel like this is symbolizing you sort of feeling a lot more, again, like a lot more in your power, or a lot more in control, but like you are connected, or you are in contact with the divine. And so that feels so like encouraging, or it's almost like you feel a lot more powerful in what you are doing and what you are saying. And because it's specifically coming out in your relationships, it feels like in the month of June, you may have an upper hand, especially if with this Queen of Swords in reverse here, there is like an individual, female or male, doesn't matter, who maybe you have had a rough time with, or you have felt somewhat like subjected to, or who's been causing you some trouble. It feels like with the Magician here, it's like it's in the month of June, you are going to be having an upper hand, or you are going to be the one who like makes the decision of how your relationship progresses from here on out, and whether it does at all. Now this, I don't know why this message came through. This feels very, very specific, so take it if it resonates, and if it doesn't, just, you know, don't even mind it. But just in general, I feel like with the Magician, it's like you are feeling a lot more confident in your relationships, and in expressing yourself with your relationships too. Now the Queen of Swords, if it is in fact describing yourself and not someone that you have in your like social group or close relations, then this could be talking about someone who is like somewhat more distant, somewhat more like cold, aloof, detached, that type of energy. So if that's you, if you have been feeling that way, possibly like somewhat more cut off from people, or like you don't really find a true connection with anyone, or you've been just sort of more like solitary and feeling like maybe you can't even trust anyone, or no one really has your back, that type of thing. If you've been feeling very alone and like sad about it, then with this Magician card here, it seems like there is going to be, again, like this surge of energy, or this surge of power that you're going to be feeling, that like allows you to change that situation around for yourself. Because the Magician is very, very capable. The Magician knows that whatever they put their mind to, they can create in the here and now, in the physical realm too. And so I feel like you will start seeing things manifest again, because we actually have the Magician who manifests things. So as I was talking about at the beginning of the reading with these cards, you're going to be seeing some things manifest. So the things that you sort of put your attention towards, those things are going to be propping up around you a lot more quickly. So if you want to bring about more people who are like more resonant with you, with your energy, then I feel like you actually have the opportunity to do that. If you want to cut off some people from your life that feel like they, you know, that they take away from your life more than anything, you will feel a lot more confident and a lot more able to do that as well. If you feel like you want to make amends with someone, again, we have this forgiveness and this compassion. If you feel like you want to like smooth things out with someone, then again, that is a real opportunity, or the best time would be in the month of June for you to do that, because of this Magician here. So this tells me that really whatever you want to do, you can do it. Like there is the potential, there is the energy, you are being supported. You have every possible skill, ability, chance to make that happen for yourself. But I also feel like with the Magician, you may actually be a lot more like talkative and open up to a lot more people too, and just be willing to put yourself out there more as well, especially with the Queen of Swords in reverse. So again, if you have been feeling more like, you know, like you have wanted to keep more away from people, or keep yourself to yourself, and not really sort of socialize and go out and do all of those things, that in the month of June you may actually experience like a change in that, or you may start feeling a lot differently regarding that, and actually desiring to open up, to socialize, and to sort of say what's on your mind and all that thing. And just as a last more specific message, if this magician is not representing you, or if you don't really like resonate with the magician energy, and you more so resonate with this Queen of Swords energy, this more like isolated or withdrawn, or again cut off from people, then this magician could actually represent like someone coming into your life, because again we have the spiritual teacher here. It could be that someone is going to be coming into your life who will sort of take on the role as your spiritual teacher, or be someone who helps you come out of that space and helps you break out of your shell a bit more and open up more to people again, and sort of find your own confidence and courage. But just in general, I feel like what these cards are saying is that like you have the power in the month of June in your relationships. So be very mindful of that first and foremost, especially regarding what you say and how you say those things, because they are going to have an effect. But just generally speaking, you will be very, very powerful, and you will be able to manifest some things a lot more quickly in your relationships, should you want it. So again, there is a lot of opportunity here for you. And now finally, we have the Nine of Coins in reverse, and we have Strength. And I was actually kind of chuckling to myself internally with the Strength card, because that is exactly that type of like spiritual being, a lot more in tune and connected to your higher self or to the divine, that the Strength card talks about here. And so this is the energy that you are going to be in, or this is what you will be sort of feeling. So I feel like you will be feeling a lot more in your element, a lot more, again, a lot more powerful, a lot more strong, a lot more courageous as well. And a lot more supported, because you are. I can't say it in a better way, because you are. I mean, in every single category, we have a card of the major arcana, and that makes me think that the divine is definitely here for you. The divine is definitely supporting you and sort of having your back in the month of June in the best way possible. And I feel like the divine really is going to be blessing you with some pretty amazing things, some things that you can't even fathom at this time. And so I feel like, yeah, there is a lot for you to be like hopeful and excited about. But I feel like with the Nine of Coins coming out in reverse, there is going to almost be this shift where like as I said, it seems that you are almost like reaching some sort of like new divine level, or the way that you are connected to the divine is almost shifting or upgrading. So you may feel a little bit of disconnect from the physical life in some way, and that's what I feel like this Nine of Coins is representing here, or this Nine of Coins reversed, where like the things that are actually happening in your physical surroundings, like not that they aren't important, but I just feel like your focus and the most of your energy is actually going to be turned on, or turned towards the sort of the divine and your connection to the divine, or your connection to your higher self. And again, I feel like there is this sense of like appreciation, or the sense of knowing and understanding that arrives in the month of June, especially regarding the things that like you feel like you have had to wait for a long time, or that haven't turned out the way that you had expected them to. There has been some level of like disappointment, or just again this impatience. It seems to be changing. So you are gaining some sort of higher level of understanding here. Again, this wisdom. And again, because of the Nine of Coins, it tells me that you are sort of realizing that you are building something like long term. And so the focus of like instant gratification, or wanting to see the results immediately, like that type of attitude, it may sort of shift. Again, I don't know. It seems like you are going to be experiencing some pretty cool things in the month of June, and that those things are going to be changing your attitude towards the divine, towards the universe and the spiritual realm. So it's really cool. Actually, by the way, we're now going to look at the oracle card messages from Spirit that you should know about your month of June. And the really cool thing here, Pile 3, is that you actually got 2 of these Astro Oracle cards, and no one else got 2. So yeah, you are definitely special in that sense. But let's see what we have. Oh my god, Oh my actual God. Okay. I just can't. We have another card that says time. So you literally have 3 cards that talk about time. So time is going to be a very important keyword in your month of June 2022. Time and tide, oceanic spells and rituals. Again, I feel like with this card, sorry, I know I'm rushing ahead, but I feel like this card is specifically saying that things are sort of ebbing and flowing in a very like structured rhythm that you may not necessarily understand. And again, you have no control over that, but the divine is sort of orchestrating things and bringing things about and taking some things away because it has a bigger plan. And so, yeah, I feel like things are coming in, like the tide is coming in and it's bringing you all of that beautiful bounty and things that you're waiting for and hoping for in divine time when you are ready and when everything is set. And I feel like the month of June, it may be the time when some very, very important thing or very important thing to you is finally coming in. So wow, I don't know. I don't know, pile 3, this is crazy. We have Wombat Spirit, be at home. And we also have Traveler, move in a new direction. We also have, oh my God, new beginnings. This fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a baby. Okay, this is beautiful. Actually, I'm going to put it over here. Let's put it over here. And let's see what the last 2 cards are that you got. We have 12th house introspection. And we have progression's journey. Oh my God. Okay. So, yeah, okay, let's talk about these cards. So I feel like with the Wombat Spirit and the Traveler card, they are actually very like contradictory, at least on the surface. But to me, what this Wombat Spirit is signifying is that basically this is Spirit reassuring you that you don't have to worry. Again, this is almost like, this is the thing that we saw here with this 9 of Coins reversed and Strength. That like, Spirit is going to be sort of showing you in the month of June that you can kind of be very still and be very unafraid because things are going to be coming. Things are going to be working out. I mean, we see it here with this new beginnings. There is going to be a beautiful new beginning coming your way, or there is going to be, again, we see this with the wheel, right? As I was saying, things are going to be turning for the better. At least as we were talking about your like career and your finances. But because of this Magician card here, both of those are, by the way, number 1, which signifies a new beginning, a fresh new like cycle coming. So in your relationships as well, you could have a fresh new beginning because you have the power with the Magician here. Like there is something magical that is going to be happening in your life in the month of June. It may be something smaller, like an idea, or it may be something bigger, like an actual physical manifestation of something. But whatever it is, it definitely has enough weight to make you sort of realize some bigger truths. And that's why I feel like this spirit, or this wombat here, this Wombat Spirit card here is coming out because it's signifying that you can be like rest assured that things are going to be working out and things are going to be coming your way. Again, with this time and tide in divine timing. The divine does have a plan for you, and you are going to see it and you're going to be able to make sense of it at one point. It might not just happen like all at once, and it might not happen all in June, but you are definitely going to be getting some sort of realization or understanding that definitely sort of helps you put your mind at ease. And with this like move in a new direction, I feel that like, again, you are almost encouraged to like venture out, like put yourself out there to see what happens. Again, with this Magician card here, if you have been feeling a lot more like you haven't really had the courage, or you felt maybe not that great about yourself, or if there have been some things like that that you have been battling with, then in the month of June, it seems like you may actually feel a sense of like assurance, and that is going to allow you to move towards these new things and embrace these new beginnings that the divine wants to bring to you. And finally, we have this introspection and journey. So with the introspection card here, this to me is very, very clearly talking about, again, that sort of divine element, seeking some deeper truths or realizing that some deeper truths within yourself. And yeah, again, it makes me think of this like divine aspect. And so taking the time to actually like make sense of what you're feeling and make sense of the messages that you may be receiving from the divine, that may be very important for you to, again, to help you make sense of these things that are happening and that the divine is like concocting for you, but to also help you like make sense of your own feelings as well. And you may even want to like write those down or journal about them, because we had this writing coming out specifically here as well. So that may be one like idea for you. But like, because those cards came out together, and we also, again, we had this progressions journey card, and this tells me that there is going to be a bigger, like, how should I say, a bigger truth or something revealed about your life journey, about, again, why those things that you have experienced in your life have happened the way that they have, and how to best move forward from those things, where you should move on to next. Like having that faith and having that trust that things are all happening in divine timing, and that things are going to be working out for you specifically as they are meant to, according to your life path and your soul plan. And like you not having to worry about things not manifesting according to your own timetable, all of those things. I feel like that's what the month of June is going to be bringing you. So it is going to be like more of a spiritual month, I do have to say, but at the same time, there is definitely going to be surprises that the universe is bringing you, and I hope that you are excited and ready for them, pile 3. But yeah, the divine is definitely looking out for you and being very, very close to you. So June is going to be quite a ride for you, pile 3. I hope that you are excited about it, and I hope that you are excited to see what the universe has in store for you, because I definitely am very, very excited for you. It seems like it's going to be a very blessed month. Yeah, wow, okay, pile 3. I love doing this reading for you, and I hope that you enjoyed it too, and I'm kind of lost for words now, so it's time for me to stop. But if you enjoyed this reading and if it offered you something useful, please let me know in the comment section or by giving me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. You can also join my little feather tribe and subscribe if you don't want to miss out any future readings. And of course, every piece of information that you need regarding my channel and all of that is in the description box, so check that out if you are interested. But other than that, I am wishing you such an amazing month of June, and yeah, I hope that you enjoy it. Please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you very soon in my next reading. Bye bye.